The owners of this house captured something extraordinary on their Ring camera. It was a regular night until a creature that looked like something out of an alien movie came to check up on the house. The creature doesn't look like anything that has been seen before, causing people to simply conclude it's a skinwalker. The video shows a normal front yard. Motion sensors activate the lights. Then, a few seconds after the lights come on, you can see on the far left a creature walking into the frame and walking away again. Some say it's a dog. But that late at night, moving in that strange manner? Perhaps not. 2. The motion sensor stalker. This video looks ordinary at first, but to those inside, it was a regular night. Whoever was outside at that time must have come close to cardiac arrest. The motion sensor lights suddenly activate. For several seconds, nothing appears. Then, barely visible in the shadows, something moves. A figure emerges from the darkness, tall, unnaturally thin, moving with a gait that doesn't match human locomotion. It walks directly toward the camera, stops, then retreats back into the shadows as quickly as it appeared. 3. The naked man in the forest. This couple was about to leave their ranch when the unexpected happened. They suddenly heard a scream from a distance and went outside to check. The inhuman screams were coming from a naked man who was just standing at the edge of the forest. The man just stood there, looking lost. The couple themselves didn't know what to do and finally decided to whistle. But whistling turned out to be a bad idea. Because the moment they did it, he suddenly turned towards them on all fours and started running toward them. If that was a real skinwalker, they didn't wait to find out. They immediately ran back to their vehicle and got out of there as fast as possible. The way the figure dropped to all fours and sprinted with inhuman speed is what makes this footage so disturbing. 4. The cat with a human face. This lady called out to her cat, but what happened next wasn't expected. The cat turned to her with its glowing eyes, but then lightning flashed, and for a split second, the face of a woman was seen on the cat. The cat was probably no longer her cat. Many viewers have analyzed this footage frame by frame. Some claim it's a camera glitch caused by the lightning flash. Others insist the facial features are too distinct to be a simple distortion. Either way, the image captured is deeply unsettling. 5. The deserted road entity. And, wherever this is, what was captured in it was terrifying. The place is already deserted, and you can see the distance is pitch black and empty. But is it really empty? Not quite. As the video progresses, a gray figure towers in the distance, but it doesn't stand still for long. It begins to move. It's a good thing there aren't people around, or it would have been chaos. Whoever was filming had great presence of mind. The figure appears to be at least 8 to 10 feet tall. Its proportions don't match any known animal or human. It moves with jerky, unnatural motions, stopping and starting abruptly. After several seconds of movement, it simply vanishes into the darkness. 6. The rooftop crawler. Imagine coming home or waking up and seeing this on your roof. There are many things happening for which there are no explanations. But this? Some people say it's just a drunk man on the roof. But crawling so eerily on the roof doesn't exactly fit the description of a drunk man. If it's a skinwalker, then it's time to pack out. The figure moves across the rooftop on all fours with disturbing fluidity. Its limbs bend at angles that shouldn't be possible for a human. At one point, it pauses and appears to look directly at the camera before continuing its crawl across the roof's peak. 7. The long-armed house visitor. It's the dead of night, and this creepy creature appears in front of the house. It could easily have been dismissed as human, but look at those arms. And its unusual figure. That's clearly something to be concerned about. The figure stands approximately 7 feet tall. Its arms hang down past its knees far longer than any human proportions would allow. It remains motionless for nearly 30 seconds before turning and walking away with an awkward, shambling gait. 8. The pole-gripping giant. It is said that skinwalkers are witches that can take the form of animals or humans. This video shows a creature that is too tall for a regular person. It just stands there, holding on to the pole. Is this a ghost, a glitch, or a skinwalker? The figure appears to be at least 9 feet tall. It grips a telephone pole with one hand, its body completely motionless. For over a minute, it doesn't move, doesn't shift weight, doesn't breathe visibly, just stands there, holding the pole. Then, without warning, It releases its grip and walks away into the darkness. 9. The double crawler apparition. In November 2022, it was almost midnight when a security camera captured something jaw-dropping. This scene looks normal at first, but that normalcy suddenly takes a strange turn when what looks like the apparition of an animal or two animals appears. On closer inspection, it looks like two crawling humans, which makes it even more disturbing. The figures move in perfect synchronization, crawling on all fours across the driveway. Their movements are identical, as if choreographed. They appear semi-transparent, with the ground visible through their bodies. After crossing the driveway, they simply vanish. 10. The tent visitor. This next video is extremely scary once you see the hands at the bottom right. The people in the tent had no idea a skinwalker had visited them until they checked their security camera. The video shows two glowing eyes and a large, dangerous-looking arm at the bottom right. The creature appears to be crouching beside the tent, peering inside. Its arm is visible, covered in what looks like matted fur or dark, leathery skin. The fingers are elongated and end in what appear to be claws. After several seconds, the creature retreats back into the woods. Thankfully, no one was hurt. 11. The Turkish horned creature. This video was captured in Turkey in 2023, and it set the internet on fire. It's probably one of the best skinwalker sightings. The video first shows a normal landscape. Then, whoever is filming zooms in on a little hill. The first thing that comes into sight is a pair of glowing eyes looking around. Then two large horns, not unlike those of a huge ram. Some people say it's either a goat or a ram, but it could be neither. And from where it stands, observers find it quite hard to tell what it really is, which is why others directly say it's a demon. The creature remains stationary for nearly a minute, its eyes reflecting the camera's light. Its head moves slowly, scanning the area. The horns appear to be at least 2 feet long, curving backward from the skull. Then, without warning, it drops below the ridgeline and disappears. 12. The house-climbing barker. In the dead of night, a creature is seen hanging off the side of a house. Its two eyes glow continuously as it moves its head around, and its fingers are not what one would want to see in a nightmare. It seemed to be barking, but the sound was nothing like a dog's bark. The creature clings to the siding of the house with impossible grip strength. Its fingers are elongated, bending in ways that suggest extra joints. The barking sound is high-pitched and warbling unlike any known animal. After several seconds, it releases its grip and drops to the ground, disappearing into the shadows. 13. The Saudi Arabian police encounter. An officer of the Saudi Arabian police was out on his night duty when something happened that would forever be imprinted in his memory. As he scoped the area, he saw a figure in white with black hair dangling from his head. It was a human, but obviously not a regular human. Some say it's a witch. Others say it's a skinwalker. The figure moved toward him for a while, causing the officer to break into a run. And the figure began chasing him. The bodycam footage shows the officer's rapid breathing and panicked movements as he flees. Behind him, the pale figure maintains a steady pace, never quite catching up but never falling behind. The chase continues for nearly a minute before the officer reaches his vehicle and escapes. 14. The grassland walker. In this next clip, many people agree the creature is a skinwalker. The video shows a normal grassland, but then a shirtless figure is seen walking in a weird way across the field. The people behind the camera immediately concluded it was a skinwalker. The figure moves with a lurching, uneven gait. Its arms swing too widely. Its legs bend at odd angles with each step. At one point, it stops completely, turns toward the camera, then continues its strange walk across the field before disappearing over a hill. 15. The Skinwalker Ranch transformation. This man took a trip to Skinwalker Ranch, and he came back changed in ways words can't explain. The video says it all. There he is, emerging from the underbrush, crawling on his hands and knees as if he's no longer himself. His movements are jerky and mechanical. His head hangs at an unnatural angle. His clothing is torn and dirty. Friends who were with him report that he has no memory of what happened during the approximately 3 hours he was missing. 16. The fence-jumping figures. Brace yourself. This video is guaranteed to make your skin crawl. In the footage, 4 naked figures appear, but there's something off about them. Their movements are unnervingly strange. leaping from the fence in ways that defy human capability. Some viewers claim they move like frogs, yet they're far too large to be any known creature. The figures jump approximately 10 to 12 feet from a standing position on the fence. They land on all fours, then immediately leap again in coordinated movements. Their skin appears grayish-white in the security camera footage. After several jumps, they disappear into the darkness beyond the property line. 17. The Screaming Night Patrol. This police officer was scoping the area until he heard something that made his skin crawl. As he walked forward, an eerie scream suddenly broke the peace of the night. The scream caused the officer to immediately turn right back the way he came. The sound is unlike anything in his training. It's not an animal. It's not human. It's something in between, a warbling, high-pitched shriek that seems to come from multiple directions at once. The officer's body cam captures his rapid retreat as the screaming continues behind him. 18. The Espanola Police Station Ghost. It was a quiet Saturday night at the Espanola Police Station, and Carl Romero was at his post, keeping a steady eye on the surveillance camera. The station lay under a blanket of stillness, with only the hum of monitors breaking the silence. Romero had almost drifted into routine when a strange flicker appeared on one of the screens. At first, he dismissed it as a moth common enough on night shifts. But something made him look closer. This was no ordinary insect. The figure had legs. Legs that moved with an eerie fluidity, giving it the unmistakable silhouette of a human. But not a human as he knew it. This was something else. The figure drifted effortlessly through the gated entryway, slipping past the metal barriers without so much as a sound. In any ordinary circumstance, an entry or exit would trigger the alarm. Yet this figure passed as if the barriers were mere illusions. There were no alarms, no sounds, only an unnatural calm as it glided across the screen. Detectives say there's no logical explanation for this. Not an issue with the lighting or a technical glitch. It moved in a way that no living person would, silent and cold, fading in and out of the shadows. Cops at the station also report hearing strange noises in the middle of the night and seeing unexplainable images in the lobby area. 19. The Japanese Abandoned House Encounter. This clip claims to have been captured at an abandoned house in Japan. An urban explorer sets out for a routine exploration, but ends up encountering more than he bargained for a visitor from beyond. At first, everything seems quiet. The footage starts with shaky shots of the house's decayed rooms, casting dark shadows along crumbling walls. But as the camera rolls, something chilling creeps into view. Suddenly, just seconds into the video, a pale, ghastly hand appears gripping the corner of the house. It looks as if it's straight out of a horror movie, clawing its way toward the camera. The explorer's flashlight flickers, illuminating only the hand, while the rest of this mysterious figure remains hidden just out of sight. Before he can make sense of it, the hand vanishes into the darkness as quickly as it appeared. A tense silence follows, broken only by the explorer's footsteps echoing through the empty rooms. He slowly moves deeper into the building, sweeping the light across the broken furniture and scattered debris. The camera pans across an open doorway. But there, lurking in the shadows, a face stares back unnoticed by the explorer. The camera just barely catches the figure's hollow, ghostly eyes watching him. Only its profile is visible, framed by a curtain of long, dark hair that hides most of its face. For a moment, the explorer's light grazes it, and the figure recoils into the shadows, disappearing just as quickly as it arrived. The house falls silent again, leaving behind an unsettling mystery. 20. The Disappearing White Cat. Something strange is about to happen in this relatively calm place. Under the night sky, it looks peaceful and serene. Then a white cat walks into the surveillance camera's range. The cat comes to a stop, facing away from the building. Then something that leaves question marks happens. The cat looks back at the building, then takes about 2 steps forward and immediately disappears into thin air, just like that, as if it were never there to start with. Frame-by-frame analysis shows no editing. No cuts. The cat is there one frame, gone the next. No fade, no blur, just instant disappearance. 21. The Weeping Figure in the Backyard. A man in Argentina had a chilling encounter when he checked a notification from his backyard camera one morning. Intrigued but apprehensive, he reviewed the footage only to discover something that would send shivers down anyone's spine. In the grainy video, a figure completely dressed in a flowing white robe stood eerily still, facing the camera with an unsettling gaze. What made it even more disturbing was the sight of the figure seemingly weeping tears streaming down its face. The haunting presence left the man with a sense of dread, forcing him to question the reality of what he had just witnessed in his own backyard. Was it a skinwalker or an actual ghost? 22. The missing girl in the woods. A report is still unfolding about a missing girl whose current whereabouts remain a mystery. Although her fate is unknown, her disappearance was eerily captured on a backyard camera. In the footage, the girl can be seen being led away by someone into the dense woods. However, there's a disturbing twist. The figure guiding her is not an ordinary person. It stands unusually tall, far beyond the height of an average human. This raises unsettling questions about what exactly happened that day. Could it be a skinwalker or something more sinister? The figure appears to be at least 8 feet tall, with disproportionately long limbs. It moves with a fluid, gliding motion that doesn't match human walking patterns. The girl follows willingly, showing no signs of distress or resistance. Then they both disappear into the tree line. 23. The gliding white figure. This man had a chilling encounter with what appears to be a real ghost while walking down the street with his camera recording. He noticed a figure dressed in white gliding silently down the opposite side of the street. The figure had an ethereal, almost transparent quality, which only heightened the eerie atmosphere and reinforced the belief that he might have just witnessed a ghostly apparition. The unsettling sight left him questioning what he had seen and whether he had crossed paths with something from beyond the grave. The figure moves without any visible leg movement. It doesn't walk, it glides. Its feet appear to be several inches above the pavement. 24. The materializing runner. At approximately 1 a.m. on November 26, 2023, CCTV footage captured a truly eerie event. The compound appeared calm and undisturbed, with no signs of activity. Then, in a shocking twist, a strange creature seemingly materialized out of thin air and sprinted away into the darkness. The suddenness of its appearance raises unsettling questions about what might be lurking in the shadows. One frame shows empty pavement. The next frame shows a full figure mid-sprint. There's no gradual appearance. No walking into frame. Just instant materialization. 25. The stair-climbing child figure. This next clip is downright unsettling, especially since it seems to involve a child, or at least something that looks like one. The CCTV footage captures a fleeting moment when what appears to be a small figure suddenly darts from one end of the room and races up the stairs. But was it really a child? Or could it be something more sinister, like a skinwalker or a ghost? The figure moves with inhuman speed, covering the distance from one end of the room to the staircase in less than a second. Its movements are too fast to be natural. 26. The shadow attack. Security cameras often capture unsettling, inexplicable moments, events that seem to defy any logical explanation. In this eerie clip, 2 men are casually strolling down the street when one of them suddenly collapses. His friend rushes to help, but that's when things get truly bizarre. Out of nowhere, a shadowy figure emerges from the fallen man's body and lunges toward his companion, attempting to attack. Just as quickly, the figure vanishes, leaving no trace it was ever there. It was as if something otherworldly slipped into our world for a fleeting moment, then disappeared back into whatever realm it came from. The shadow appears to have mass and substance, briefly visible against the pavement before dissipating like smoke. The pattern of terror. 26 encounters, each one documented, each one unexplained. From ring cameras to police body cams. From abandoned houses to quiet suburban streets. These skinwalker sightings share common characteristics. Unnatural movements, impossible proportions, behavior that defies human capability, and an overwhelming sense of wrongness that witnesses can't quite explain. Whether these are genuine paranormal entities, interdimensional beings, or something else entirely, one thing is certain: something is out there in the darkness, watching, waiting, moving in ways that shouldn't be possible. Which sighting terrified you most? Drop your thoughts below and subscribe for more unexplained encounters that challenge everything we think we know about reality.